on the fact that its fundamental purpose was to prepare troops for battle. For the most part, drill procedures practiced in the past were identical to the tactical maneuvers employed on the battlefield. It was this aspect of drill which made it such an important part of training. Even today, drill remains a necessary and useful training activity for instilling discipline and esprit de corps. Over 220 years ago, General Washington enlisted the assistance of Baron von Steuben, a distinguished Prussian officer, to help instill discipline. Baron von Steuben arrived at Valley Forge in February of 1778, facing an army of several thousand undisciplined, half-starved, wretched men in rags. To correct these conditions, he set to work immediately and wrote regulations designed to teach the discipline of drill to a model company of 120 selected men. Discipline became a part of the military for these individuals as they learned to respond to commands without hesitation. As they mastered the art of drill and began to work as a team, this group developed a collective sense of pride in themselves and in their unit. Watching this model company perform, observers were amazed to see how quickly and efficiently the troops could be massed and maneuvered into different battle formations. Later, members of this model company were assigned throughout the regular army to teach drill. It was through this simple emphasis on drill that the effectiveness and efficiency of Washington's Continental Army were improved. In 1789, Baron von Steuben wrote the Army's Field Manual, the regulation for the order and discipline of the troops of the United States. The drill procedures placed into effect at Valley Forge were not changed for over 85 years, and many of these same procedures are still in use today. One form of drill is the salute. Since early times, men of arms have used some form of salute as an exchange of greeting, the most popular of which has been the hand salute. This exchange has been preserved, and its use continued in all modern militaries, which inherit their traditions from the age of chivalry. Throughout today's ceremony, you will see the airmen presenting arms as one form of the military salute. The civilian counterpart of the salute is manifested in various ways, such as placing the right hand over the heart when the national anthem is played, or raising the hand when greeting a friend. The military salute is given in the same manner as a gesture of recognition and a friendly greeting to a comrade in the honorable profession of arms. To maintain the proper decorum and respect for events such as this, we ask that you abide by the following standards while you are here. First, there will be times that you will be asked to stand for the invocation, the playing of the national anthem, ruffles and flourishes, the playing of the Air Force song, the reciting of the oath of enlistment, and the airman's greeting. Second, we ask that you remain silent during these times, reflecting on the price that has been paid for our freedom. Third, we ask that you pay respect to the flag during the national anthem and as it passes during the review. Military members in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute. Civilians should stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. After the last note of the national anthem and after the flags have passed, you may then return your hand to your side. We also ask that all cell phones and other electronic devices be silenced at this time. As the flags pass in review, applause is appropriate, but please limit that applause so that others may hear the narration of the names and hometowns of the military training instructors. Please preserve the strictest respect during our oath of enlistment. During this oath, airmen pledge their lives to support and defend the Constitution and our country. For the safety and comfort of those around you, we ask that you remain in place until our distinguished guests have left the reviewing stand and departed the area. Restroom facilities are located in the buildings on either side of the parking lot, and during this morning's ceremony, smoking and the consumption of alcoholic beverages is not permitted. Finally, please do not go onto the grassy areas when taking photos during the ceremony. And now I'd like to take a moment to inform you on specific flight locations on the parade field. As viewed from the bleachers, from your left to your right, the first two flights to pass in review today are from the 320th Training Squadron, Flight 247 and Warrior Flight 248. The next two flights are from the 321st Training Squadron, Flights 249 and 250. They are followed by flights 251 and 252 from the 331st Training Squadron. In the center of the parade field are the 737th Training Group's Drum and Bugle Corps, flights B-273 and B-274 from the 322nd Training Squadron. The flights selected to carry our national, state, and territorial flags are from the 322nd Training Squadron, Flight 255 and 256. They are followed by honor flights 253 and Flight 254 from the 326th Training Squadron. Next are flights 257 and 258 from the 323rd Training Squadron. The last two flights to pass in review today are from the 331st Training Squadron, flights 259 and 260. At this time, please find a place to sit. Thank you and enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the entrance of our official party. Please remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Holloway.
Let us pray. Father in heaven, we thank you for this day. Thank you for life and for the opportunity to be here this morning as we honor these airmen upon their graduation. We thank you for the perseverance and dedication over the past 8.5 weeks and ask that you continue to bless their efforts and guide them as they progress through their Air Force careers. We thank you for their families and loved ones, those who could be here today as well as those who could not, and the support they have given these men and women throughout the BMT experience. Lord, we thank you for our leaders and for the MTIs and their countless hours and tireless efforts to transform raw recruits into the Air Force's newest airmen. Thank you for the MTI's families who support them and sacrifice time with their loved ones so they may accomplish their mission as a military training instructor. Father, we ask now that you bless this time together and all who are in attendance. These things we ask in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Holloway. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The host of today's parade, Colonel Mark Cameron, Commander, 37th Training Wing, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas, welcomes several distinguished guests to today's graduation ceremony, beginning with today's reviewing officials, Brigadier General Giuseppe Santinello, United States Air Force retired, and his daughter, Gina. The Commander, 737th Training Group, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas, Colonel Deborah Liddick. Also in attendance this morning, Brigadier General Mary Marsh, United States Air Force retired, and her husband, Howard. The Command Chief Master Sergeant, Air Force Personnel Center, Joint Base San Antonio, Randolph, Texas, Chief Master Sergeant Dino Mackin and his wife, Valerie. The Command Chief Master Sergeant, United States Air Forces, Japan, and 5th Air Force, Yokota Air Force Base, Japan, Chief Master Sergeant James Laurent and his wife, Terry. The Command Chief Master Sergeant, 67th Cyberspace Wing, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas, Chief Master Sergeant Rhonda Buell. The Superintendent, 737th Training Group, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas, Chief Master Sergeant Richard Sutherland and his wife, Mary Lynn. Although time does not permit us to introduce all our distinguished guests, the 37th Training Wing is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoyed today's ceremony. Prior to today's ceremony, Colonel Liddick and Chief Master Sergeant Sutherland will make a special awards presentation. 737 Training Group, United States Air Force, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas. Subject, Master Military Training Instructor. A Master Military Training Instructor is one who is a total professional in all phases of basic training, is a leader among other instructors, exhibits only the highest characteristics of ethics, morality, and integrity, fully supports the mission, traditions, and esprit de corps of the Air Force basic military training, is the best of the best. The instructor who stands before you today has been awarded the title Master Military Training Instructor in recognition of his superior performance. From the 319th Training Squadron, Staff Sergeant Brett DeWeese. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for our newest Master Military Training Instructor? The 37th Training Wing welcomes you to today's Basic Military Training Graduation Parade. The airmen who will pass in review today have completed a demanding 8-week program that provides Air Force units throughout the world with trained airmen. Part of this training includes the time-proven concepts of military customs and traditions, of which this parade is a vital part. All graduating airmen will also march over the enlisted heroes wall. They will lead the way for the thousands of airmen that will follow, all reflecting on our enlisted heritage, tradition of honor, and our legacy of valor. Our Commander of Airmen is Staff Sergeant Christian Pagan, Military Drill and Ceremonies NCO, 323rd Training Squadron. Brigadier General Santinello will review today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. 37th Training Group, United States Air Force, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas. Subject: first place retreat streamer, first quarter 2014. The first place retreat streamer is awarded to the 322nd Training Squadron for excellence in retreat competition during the period of 1 January through 31 March 2014. Signed, Deborah Liddick, Colonel, United States Air Force. Subject: Honor Flight Streamer. The Honor Flight Streamer is awarded to the 326th Training Squadron, Flight 253, for their significant accomplishments demonstrating teamwork, excellence, and esprit de corps during the period of 24 February through 18 April 2014. Signed, Deborah Liddick, Colonel, United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of ruffles and flourishes. Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating airmen passing in review today represent a portion of the 33,000 recruits who will complete basic military training this year. The 737 training group provides all recruits the essential military training to become motivated members of the enlisted corps of the greatest air force in the world. The military training instructors are responsible for the indoctrination, development, and discipline of the airmen. They have dedicated endless hours to ensure all training objectives are met. Today's graduates have proven through academic studies, military training, physical training, and the development of teamwork that they are ready to take their place in the United States Air Force. All warrior airmen of character have participated in a rigorous competition for the coveted award of Honor Flight, a significant accomplishment which only one flight per graduating class is able to achieve. Honor Flight can only be awarded to a flight that achieved excellence in all facets of basic military training. Today, Flight 253 from the 326 Training Squadron is recognized as the Honor Flight for this graduating class. As our graduates turn up onto the gondola to pass the review, they will march over the enlisted heroes wall. The airmen recognized on the pavers have been awarded our nation's highest honors, representing heroic and unselfish actions as members of the United States Air Force in armed conflicts, including present-day operations in Afghanistan. They include 7 Medals of Honor, 23 Air Force Crosses, and 162 Silver Stars awarded for bravery during encounters with hostile enemy combatants. These enlisted heroes serve to inspire all airmen to execute their duties courageously and with honor in their service to this great nation. Musical support for this morning's ceremony has been provided by the 737 training groups, Drum and Bugle Corps, 322nd Training Squadron, Flight B-273, and Flight B-274. These flights are performing today under the direction of Staff Sergeant Adam Ross, hometown, Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. These flights are also basic military training, but have been hand-selected to perform for ceremonies of this type. We would like for you to notice our national, state, and territorial flags. As these flags pass in review, please stand and render the appropriate courtesies for our national flag. Once the flags have passed in review, please be courteous of others and be seated in order to allow our guests the opportunity to view the flags as they pass in review. Now passing in review, our Commander of Airmen is Staff Sergeant Christian Pagano, Military Drill and Ceremonies NCO, 323rd Training Squadron, hometown, Vega Baja, Puerto Rico. The Drum and Bugle Corps, Flight B-273 and Flight B-274 from the 322nd Training Squadron, led by Staff Sergeant Samuel Warren, hometown, Willows, California, and Staff Sergeant Crystal Hope, hometown, Walker, Minnesota. Flight 249 from the 321st Training Squadron, led by Technical Sergeant Matthew Walsh, hometown, Alicia, California. Flight 250 from the 321st Training Squadron, led by Technical Sergeant Russell Lynn, hometown, Khalid, Texas. Flight 251 from the 331st Training Squadron, led by Technical Sergeant Michael Roderick, hometown, Tampa, Florida. Flight 252 from the 331st Training Squadron, led by Staff Sergeant William Sparks, hometown, Knoxville, Tennessee. The flights selected to carry our national, state, and territorial flags are from the 322nd Training Squadron, Flight 255 and Flight 256, led by Master Sergeant Babatunji Akande, hometown, Brooklyn, New York, and Technical Sergeant Ronaldo Dupree, hometown, Kingston, North Carolina. The B Squadron Commander is Staff Sergeant Jesse Garcia, Military Training Instructor, 324 Training Squadron, hometown, Gary, Indiana. Honor Flight 253 from the 326 Training Squadron, led by Technical Sergeant Ian Perry, hometown, Rockland, Maine. Flight 254 from the 326 Training Squadron, led by Staff Sergeant Kyle Reed, hometown, Lake Havasu, Arizona. Flight 257 from the 323rd Training Squadron, led by Master Sergeant Catherine Bernard, hometown, Honolulu, Hawaii. Flight 258 from the 323rd Training Squadron, led by Technical Sergeant Andrew Wester, hometown, Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. Flight 259 from the 331st Training Squadron, led by Technical Sergeant Daniel Elias, hometown, Los Angeles, California. Flight 260 from the 331st Training Squadron, led by Staff Sergeant Nicholas Leslie, hometown, Columbus, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the United States Air Force song. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Over the last 8.5 weeks, the airmen before you have transformed from civilians into motivated, disciplined warrior airmen with a foundation to serve in the world's greatest Air Force. Once these airmen leave basic military training, they will attend technical training to learn the skills needed to perform in one of over 130 Air Force specialties. They will then move on to serve at one of over 84 Air Force bases around the world or work directly with our sister services. As these airmen move on to technical training, they will continue to focus on adapting to military requirements, achieving occupational proficiency, and learning how to be highly productive members of the Air Force. These men and women will prepare for increased responsibility and must ensure that they are trained, qualified, and ready to deploy and operate in an expeditionary environment while maintaining home station readiness. Of the hundreds of thousands of American citizens that enter the workforce each year, less than 1% have joined the ranks of the U.S. military, and an even smaller percentage in the United States Air Force. You should be proud of their accomplishments thus far. The airmen before you have reached a milestone in their Air Force journey and will require your continued support to assist them in their future endeavors. These airmen are the future of our Air Force and will pave the way for future generations of airmen. We would like to take a moment to congratulate all of our Squadron Honor graduates as well as their families. Basic military training honor graduates distinguish themselves by being ranked in the top 10% of all airmen graduating in their class. The exceptional personal dedication, integrity, service before self, and sustained excellence these airmen displayed throughout basic military training earned them this outstanding distinction. As the airmen march forward to the oath of enlistment, we would like to thank the friends and families who are here in support of the airmen graduating today. Your words of encouragement help motivate these airmen through 8 weeks of basic military training. On behalf of the United States Air Force and Air Force Basic Military Training, we extend our thanks to the many families and friends of America's Airmen for the support of your airmen and the greatest air power the world has ever known. General Santinella will now come forward and address our graduated airmen.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Am I coming through loud and clear? Yes. All right. So are you impressed with these airmen? I have been impressed for the past 2 days. I can't get over the tremendous job that is being done here in training, during basic military training. I'd like to welcome all family and friends here of the graduating airmen. I also want to thank the families of the graduating airmen for the support they have given their airmen throughout the years, because without that family support, they would not be standing here. I know you're all extremely proud, and I am also, because I am a family member of a graduating airman today. Graduated with honors, by the way. I shouldn't mention his name because I'd probably embarrass him, but, well, maybe he's not listening. His name is John Hutchinson from the 322nd, who graduated with honors. Congratulations, John. And congratulations to each and every one. Congratulations to each and every one of your fellow airmen. Colonel Liddick, I appreciate the opportunity of being a part of this ceremony. It will always be a part of my family and personal history, and I'll consider this a precious moment. Thank you very much for your assistance in that. To the veterans that are here today, could all the veterans please stand? Wow. That is absolutely fabulous. Please have a seat. Whenever I think of veterans, I always think in terms of, if it wasn't for the United States military, there would not be a United States of America today. And the veterans that are here before you now, plus the thousands of veterans that are living throughout the country, and the hundreds of thousands of veterans who are no longer with us, some giving the ultimate sacrifice, are responsible for us enjoying the freedom that we have today. This freedom was bought and paid for by the veterans of the United States of America. Please give them a round of applause. To the military training instructors, you are one unique group of individuals. I had the opportunity this week in my stay at Lackland to speak to several of the MTIs, and was quite impressed with their professionalism and their dedication to duty. I had a conversation with one of the MTIs. His name is Sergeant Bill. I think he's with us today. I saw him this morning. And I asked him, I said, Sergeant Bill, how do you like the work you're doing? He said to me, this is the best job in the Air Force. And I said, why do you say that? He said, because when it's over, they look us in the eye and they say, you made a difference for us. You changed my life. So I think that picks up the essence of what the MTIs are doing. I've always admired the MTIs for their military bearing their professionalism, and their dedication to duty. I know that Colonel Liddick feels the same way in my conversation with her this week. She speaks very highly of the MTI and her command, and justly so. I'm amazed at what you can do in a period of 8 short weeks to transform an ordinary citizen to an extraordinary airman. How about a round of applause for our MTI? MTIs, you are the exemplar of every man and woman who wears a uniform in the military service today, regardless of the branch of service. Thank you. To the proud airmen that are graduating from BMT today, congratulations to each and every one of you. What a tremendous job you've done. Give them one more round. They deserve it. How about one more? You completed a rigorous basic military training program and have earned the title of airman. Remember, 8 weeks ago when you came here as ordinary citizens, today you will begin to serve our country as extraordinary airmen. Your family and friends should be very, very proud of you. This is a very significant accomplishment in your life, and you should be very proud of yourselves also. When you leave here, take the core values of the Air Force with you that your MTI instructors have ingrained in your mind. Service before self, integrity, and excellence in everything you do. And they will serve you very well in your personal life and your military life. And remember one thing. The only thing more expensive than a first-rate Air Force is a second-rate Air Force. Go out there, work hard, keep our Air Force the first-rate Air Force that it is today. On behalf of the entire Air Force family, we are proud you decided to cross into the blue. Now, who wants more? So impressed with all the family members and friends over the past 2 days. I'm just amazed at your enthusiasm, and believe me, that's what makes this whole program so worthwhile, is the enthusiasm of all the people like you that are out there. Now, airmen, are you ready to join the ranks of the world's greatest airmen? I think they're ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. General Santinello will now administer the oath of enlistment.
Let's swear you into the United States Air Force today. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I,
do solemnly swear or affirm.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
And I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
And all the orders of the officers appointed over me.
And all the orders of the officers appointed over me.
According to the regulations and Uniform Code of Military Justice.
According to the regulations and Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Airmen, and welcome to the world's greatest Air Force.
Thank you, General Santinello. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as our newest airmen recite the Airman's Creed and remain in place for the departure of our official party. I am an American Airman.
I am a warrior. I have answered my nation's call. I am an American Airman. My mission is to fly, fight, and win. I am faithful to a proud heritage, a tradition of honor, and a legacy of valor. I am
Thank you. Please be seated.
Right turn! Park!
As viewed from the bleachers from your left to your right, the first two flights are from the 320 Training Squadron, Flight 247 and Warrior Flight 248. The next two flights are from the 321st Training Squadron, Flights 249 and 250. They are followed by Flights 251 and 252 from the 331st Training Squadron. Next is Honor Flight 253 and Flight 254 from the 326th Training Squadron. They are followed by Flights 257 and 258 from the 323rd Training Squadron. The last two flights to pass review today are from the 331st Training Squadron, Flights 259 and 260. Airmen in the state flag mast, Flight 255 and Flight 256 from the 322nd Training Squadron will be released to their visitors at the equipment locker to your left after they secure the flags. Please be careful while exiting the bleachers and while moving onto the grassy areas. For your safety, we also ask that you only use the stairs to exit the bleachers. All airmen are now released to their visitors. Thank you for your attendance and enjoy the rest of your stay at Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas.